Hi there! You're invited to listen to an exclusive excerpt from the next episode that I'll be publishing on Sunday. My next guest is absolutely fascinating, and this is just a teaser of what you can expect from our discussion. Enjoy listening, and I'll see you on Sunday for the full episode.
Welcome to FinScale, a podcast created by Solène Niederkorn, shedding light on innovation in finance, banking, and insurance.
Scaling new heights in treasury management. Kevin Cook, CEO and co-founder of Treasury Spring.
It took us, we came up with the idea in 2015. We launched the business very beginning of 2016. It took us until June 2018, so 2.5 years, to understand the legal environment, understand the regulatory environment, put in place the service providers from an operational perspective to be able to do what we wanted to do, build the first prototype for the technology, build our own internal workflow engine to make sure that we could build something that could scale. So, I think I remember telling my wife that it would probably take 6 months. And 2.5 years later, we finally launched it.
In this episode, I revisit the world of treasury management, a realm I've been deeply involved with since my younger years. It's a world filled with T-bills, certificates of deposits, and repos. Managing treasury involves placing funds, effectively managing risk with clear visibility and transparency, and accessing institutional markets. My fascination with this subject is shared by my guest this week, Kevin. He shares insights into the FinTech company he co-founded, which is revolutionizing how clients manage their treasuries with a sophisticated approach. This London-based scale-up has moved beyond traditional Excel sheets, developing fixed-term funds to enable more sophisticated management. You will learn about the financial product structure, the diverse client base ranging from private equity fund to large listed corporation, their outreach strategies, and their geographical focus. It's an inspiring journey akin to scaling the North Face of Everest. Enjoy the show. Hello, everyone. Hello, Kevin.
Hi, Solène. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. I'm super, super happy to have you on my podcast and very excited to know more about what you build at Treasury Spring. To be honest, I'm really impressed by the journey you've made. When Yann Rancher talked about you a few months ago, where we had a discussion at Money 2020. And then just afterwards, I went on your website and checked everything, and I was really impressed. So congrats for this.
Oh, thank you very much. It's been a while. It's not always a smooth, perfectly straight line, but yeah, we're happy with where we're getting to.
Excellent. Kevin, can I ask you to introduce yourself and tell us a bit about yourself and go back to your time before entrepreneurship?
Yeah, of course. So, Kevin Cook, I am one of the founders and the CEO of Treasury Spring, which is a London-based FinTech in the cash management space. So I started my professional career as a lawyer back in 2002. So I went through school, persuaded by my parents that being a lawyer was a good career and that's what I should go and do, and worked in a big corporate law firm for 4 years, but realized pretty quickly I didn't like only getting involved after what seemed like all of the fun bits of transactions had been done. And so in 2006, I took the decision to leave the law, and I went to a hedge fund, which is where I met Matthew and James, my two co-founders. We worked there pre, during, and post Lehman, which was a pretty interesting time to be kind of cutting your teeth as an investment professional. We learned an awful lot, and a lot of those lessons that we learned through Lehman, I guess, impacted and still guide the way that we do things and the way that we think about the world and the way that we offer products to our clients today. After the hedge funds in 2010, we set up our first business to some extent by necessity, in that we'd worked, the hedge funds had its problems through Lehman, and we were left with the opportunity of saying, do we go out back into the job market, or do we try and do this unique entrepreneurship thing where we were fortunate to be able to have a client from our hedge fund who gave us some guaranteed revenue to start with. And so in 2010, we set off on our entrepreneurship journey, not knowing exactly what the future would hold, but sort of feeling excited. And then I guess we accidentally fell into cash management, the sector that we're in now, later that year, when conversations with a large hedge fund manager drifted towards what was on their mind, what were their biggest problems. And it turned out that their biggest problem was, unusually, that they were sat on $10 billion worth of excess liquidity. And that had been a great thing pre-crisis because interest rates had been high at 5% and people hadn't been worried about credit risk, and prime brokers had been desperate to allocate balance sheet to all of their hedge fund clients. But obviously all of those things had changed through Lehman. The hedge fund manager had figured out that probably that meant that he should change what he was doing, but he was in the commodity trading advising space. So algorithmic trading, he had 150 PhDs who worked for him, but nobody who knew anything about fixed income. And so that journey, that option was presented to us as people who knew about fixed income to say, would you like to come and look at this? And that was really our gateway to cash management. We built an advisory business in the cash management space from 2010 to 2013. Sold that to an asset manager in 2013, ran short-dated fixed income still in the cash management space at the asset manager that we sold it to, and then left to set up Treasury Spring in 2016 and have been building it ever since. And maybe I'll talk a bit more later about some of the decisions that kind of guided us on that journey, but that's the short version.
It's funny because when I started my career in early 2000, I was working in the hedge fund industry and I was doing exactly this. So managing cash and it was millions and millions every day. So I told you each episode of the podcast explores one specific topic or one pain point. And I would like you to go into more details and tell us more about that biggest challenge, the big challenge of cash management. Now that you've heard an excerpt from the upcoming episode on Sunday, make sure you stay tuned and connected so you don't miss a beat.